Good afternoon, I'm Andrea.
Hi, Cassandra.
Nice to meet you. So what brings you in today, Cassandra?
My husband has been beating me. He's been beating me, and I was in denial whether I should come or not, but I just made the decision to be here and seek for the help that I need.
Okay, so first off, I'd like to thank you for sharing that information, and I understand that this was a very difficult decision for you to make. But I want to let you know that you're doing the right thing, and although it was a difficult choice, you're making the right choice in being here today and expressing these thoughts and feelings that you're having about your relationship. If you don't mind me asking, what does a beating look like? When you say he's beating you, what is that? Can you describe what's going on and maybe how it gets to a point where he's beating you?
Yeah, the beating usually becomes just with the topic of me wanting to go back to school and become independent again. It starts by that, and his voice elevates. It might be a push. It might be, a slap when it gets to like us screaming and see who gets louder, and who insults the more. There's a lot of insults, and just pushing and grabbing and slapping and grabbing my arms really tight where he leaves, physical bruises.
What are your thoughts and feelings when he is beating you? How do you normally cope with this?
The first time it happened, I just did it. I just thought like, this is not me. This is not happening to me. Thinking about it like if I was just watching a movie or someone else was telling me about this, and it's like, it's not me. So I've just learned how to like cope with it like that. Like when the beating happens in that moment, just taking myself out of that reality.
Yeah, it sounds like you have a good manner of coping with it because you're detaching yourself from the situation, so it's almost like you're not internalizing those feelings of pain. But how has that been working for you thus far? Do you really feel like it's helping, sort of pretending that you're not in that situation?
It helps in the moment, but then once I'm in bed or throughout the day when he's not home and I'm thinking about everything, I just think like this is not a healthy relationship anymore. As much as I love him, as much as we have these years of marriage and we have beautiful children, this is no longer the person who I want to be, a person that doesn't let me grow as a human, what I want to do. So I feel like I just want to leave. I just want to leave, but I don't know how.
Okay. So it sounds like you've pretty much made up your mind about leaving him, because you've realized that it's not a very healthy relationship. Have you considered your options about leaving?
Yeah, I've had the option to go with my mother, because my mother values education a lot, and she'll help me, but that's not the route I want to take, because I really just want to do it to me getting on my feet. I consider about shelters, and maybe that's where it can help me a little bit with housing, probably a job, and those have really been my two options, because other than that, I really don't have an income. I really wouldn't have anywhere else to go.
Mm-hmm. And do you feel like you are in imminent danger right now, or do you feel safe to return home after this session, or do you feel like...
I do. Like I said, it's just as long as I don't bring up the topic, everything's okay. But I don't want to be like that. I don't want to just not do what I want to do as far as going back to school and being myself just to avoid a beating. It's I just want to leave. But no, as far as right now, I'm safe to go back home.
How about the children? Are the children present when he's beating you, and has he ever beat the children?
No, he's a great dad. He's very present for the children, like takes them out into the park and, reads books to them. The children are not in the same room with us when the beating happens, and the children just see bruises and stuff, but they're not old enough to know that mommy has owies because dad beat her up.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is that you've been dealing with this abusive relationship for quite a while now, and you've come to the conclusion that it's no longer a healthy relationship that you want to stay in. It also sounds like you're a little confused. You know that you have options to leave him, but it also sounds like there's a little bit of hesitation because he is a great dad, as you've said.
Yes, I love him. I love him. You know, I go back to thinking, you know, the moments when we met and we were dating, and then how marriage started, and even now, presently, you know, when there are good days when we go out as a family. But I just wish, you know, we could come to an agreement and someone make him understand that it's okay for your wife to go to work. You know, that I'm not gonna be less of a mother because I go back to work and school.
Yeah, so it sounds like you have two different options, really, right? There's the first one where you're considering maybe having some sort of marriage and family therapist or counseling where you can have someone talk to your husband and see if he can understand that all you really want is independence. And you want to be self-sufficient, you want to get a higher education and eventually make your own living. But then on your other option is that you can go to an emergency shelter and just leave him so that you would now be in a safer environment along with your children. Do you feel like you're not quite ready at this point in time to make that choice?
No, you know, everything's in my mind, and at the moment when that meeting happens, it's like, let's go, like, I want to leave, but, you know, now that you bring up to my mind again, you know, the option of family therapy, I'm kind of more leaning towards that, but I guess it would just be something for me to think about. And as far as now, to avoid any beating, I'm definitely not touching the topic anymore. Me go back to school until I have my options definite to see if he's willing to go to that therapy.
Okay, so it sounds like we've come up with a good plan for now. You're going to just give it another week or so that you can think about your options. But what I do want to suggest to you is to hold on to that self-determination and feeling of sufficiency. If what you really want is to return to college, and every time you try expressing this, you feel that he is becoming abusive towards you, really consider your options, because you do have various options, and we are here to support you in whatever you may decide to do in the future. So hopefully we can work together to help you make that good choice, and that you are in a safer and healthier environment, both you and your children. Okay. Thank you. So then I will see you next week. Around the same time works for you?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that works for me.
Okay, it was very nice meeting you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.